Dave Bonhoff is a former school bus driver, retired Baltimore County, Maryland police officer. Thanks for joining us. For viewers and for us here listening to your story, can you take us back to that day? Did you wear this hat often? Was it just on this particular day?
Sure. The hat that brought all this about, I've been wearing for off and on for 3 to 4 years now. I've been driving a school bus for that amount of time. And in that time, I've worn it off and on several times throughout that time. In fact, my employers have seen the hat. They've seen the hat while I wore it and never had an issue with it. When it became an issue, I was notified by Christ Transportation, my supervisor. They had received a complaint from the school district about me wearing the hat. Somebody was offended. So they called transportation director, and the transportation director contacted Christ Transportation and said, you can't wear this hat. Christ Transportation, my boss from Christ Transportation contacted me and said, look, we're going to buy you an American flag hat. You can wear that. And I said, well, I have plenty of hats. The hat in question, it has an American flag on the side of it. I don't know if you can see it from the photo. It's got "Make America Great" on the front. On the side, it has an American flag, and on the back, it has nothing. And on the other side, it has nothing. So they told me that I had to stop wearing it, and I told them, well, I have plenty of hats. What's wrong with the hat that I have? They said, well, the school is offended by it. We're not offended by it. Nobody here at Christ Transportation is offended by the hat, but the school is. So you can't wear the hat. And I said, is this a condition of my employment? Are you telling me that if I want to wear that hat, I can't drive a school bus? And she said exactly that. She said, if you wish to drive a school bus, you can't wear the hat. Well, I've heard from a lot of the newscasts that have made the circuit here that they've not given me an ultimatum. I would beg to differ. If you tell somebody that it's a condition of your employment, you either wear the hat and stay home, or you don't wear the hat and drive a school bus. I believe that's the very definition of an ultimatum.
Well, have they reached out to you and said, come on back to work, or has the school reached out to you? I mean, it seems like it's the district that's raising the stink.
Well, that's funny because it's a shifting of blame. The school district is saying that I'm not an employee of theirs. If you look at all their social media stuff, it says I'm not an employee of theirs. Therefore, it's Christ Transportation that's doing this. Christ Transportation, in the very beginning, told me they had no problems with it. They weren't offended. Let me see what we can do. Give me a couple of days. Let me see what we can do. And I told them, if you tell me that I can come back to work, wear my hat, I'll gladly come back and wear my hat. But by telling them that I'm not going to wear the hat anymore, it's saying that I find something wrong with the hat that I've been wearing for 3 years. And I don't.
Let me jump in and talk about who's in your corner and who's not. One of them is Pennsylvania State Senator Doug Mastriano. He's been on this broadcast a number of times. He's in your corner. He said in a statement, Mr. Bonhoff is a retired police officer who continued serving his community by safely transporting children to school. Yet he was effectively forced out of his job because he wore a hat that read "Make America Great Again." Whether someone agrees with that message is completely irrelevant. In America, citizens do not lose their First Amendment rights simply because someone else claims to be offended. Your reaction to that statement?
I agree with that statement. I think that by telling me that I can't wear this hat, you're essentially stripping me of that right of my freedom of speech. Now, Christ has fired back and said, well, there's a dress code, and their dress code is common sense stuff. You can't wear anything that's alcohol, tobacco, firearms related. You can't wear anything that's crude. You can't wear anything that's vulgar. But they never ever discussed a MAGA hat. Yeah. They never said anything about wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat. They did say you can't wear open-toed shoes and you can't wear clogs. But the one thing that they say is this falls under the political sentiment. And that's, again, where I would say, how does this hat show any signs of political partisanship or anything like that? It has nothing on it about a party. It has nothing on it about a candidate. It just says, hey, I want this country to be great.
Yeah, and also the fact that he had been wearing it on and off for 3 years and they didn't have a problem with it does say something too. But I know that I've read a lot of the stories about this, and I know that the kids that you drive are really missing you. They call you Mr. Dave. And so, Mr. Dave, we certainly hope this is rectified and you're back with those kids, transporting them again. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
I'm Sean Kreisman. For stories and content just like this, check out National Report weekdays 9 to noon, only on Newsmax.